Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts and prepare your taste buds as we embark on a relentless journey through the kingdom of brews. Welcome to the realm of intoxicating flavors and head-banging beer reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's the Ginger Yeti, and I'm checking in from home. It's a cold, rainy evening here in Cleveland, Ohio. And what better time than to have a beer? So today, what I have for you is Stone Delicious Citrus IPA. Now, not sure where I bought this beer or how I got this beer, but it was in my fridge. It says it was packaged in June of 23, and I should have enjoyed it by October of 23, but it's the end of December. I'm sure this is still good. Now, I'm sure most of you out there are familiar with Stone, and Stone was one of the bigger breweries that got out there with a lot of national distribution back before craft beer was what it is today. I can remember maybe 15 years ago, early 2000s, seeing Stone Arrogant Bastard in those big bomber bottles. It's probably one of the first bomber bottles I bought, and they always had like crazy writing on the back. I mean, it was a multiple paragraphs on the back of the bottle. You needed a magnifying glass to read it. And the gist of it was that they were trying to produce beers that weren't yellow, fizzy piss water. And I think they've done that a lot. Now, Stone is basically the IPA brewery. The majority of things that Stone puts out, everything that Stone puts out, not everything, but a large portion of what Stone puts out are IPAs. If you want an IPA, you go buy a Stone beer. And they have been good. They're consistently good IPAs overall. They do a lot of these enjoy buys that you're supposed to get before a certain date, and a lot of weird different things with IPAs a lot of other breweries don't do. But again, Stone was one of those breweries, kind of like Sierra Nevada, that was in the forefront of the craft brewing boom of the early to mid 2000s. So back to this beer, Stone Delicious IPA. It's a citrus IPA. Now I'm going to let you know right up front, I've had this about 4 times before, and I've consistently given it a 4.0 on Untapped. So hopefully this one is still just as good as the past ones I have had. But the last time I had it is 2019. So maybe my palate's changed. Maybe because it's a couple months out of date, it might not be as good. But I highly doubt that. Now, there is a little bit of a blurb on Untapped I wanted to read you before we get into it. An intensely citrusy, beautifully bitter beer worthy of the simple yet lordly title of Stone Delicious IPA. Lemon drop and Eldorado hops combine to bring on a magnificent lemon candy-like flavor that's balanced by hop spice. Delicious is crafted to reduce gluten. That's interesting. I didn't realize this was a gluten-reduced beer. But it doesn't tell you anywhere how much gluten is actually in it. So, I don't know, some of you out there might be able to drink it, might not, to have gluten sensitivities, gluten allergies. There's nothing real special in this can here, although it does say brewed and canned by Stone Brewing, Escondido, California, and Richmond, Virginia. I didn't realize, or I had forgotten until just now, that they do also have a brewery in Richmond. Here's the can again. Of course, I'll put a picture up there of it. Now, this beer is a 7.7%, 75 IBUs. On Untapped, it gets a 3.72 with 306,000 check-ins, which is a lot. On Beer Advocate, it gets an 88 very good with 2,929 check-ins as of this recording. And that's a lot of reviews, a lot of check-ins for Beer Advocate. But I'm not surprised because Beer Advocate's kind of one of the, Stone is kind of one of those beers that I expect a lot of people to review on Beer Advocate. Now, I kind of knob-headed this pour a little bit, or as maybe as Brian the Beer Snob would say, I hard-poured it. But while we're letting that head die down, talk about the color here. Got my faded and abused Winemaker's SRM chart. I should probably print out a new one now that I'm back home from tour. But at the moment, I'm using it. And as I've said before, the lighting's not the best. But that's probably about a 3 on my SRM. I definitely need to make a new one. Maybe I'll get another one printed out before my next review. Who knows? Like I said, it's about a 3. It's a little hazy, but not really. You can't really see through that. Head, because of the way I poured it, about 3 of my fat fingers. And it's a big, pillowy head. I mean, that's pretty white and pillowy. Let's go in for a sniff, and hopefully this head breaks up a little bit before I taste it. Yeah, that's hoppy. Some citrus notes and some hop notes. I mean, I suppose, what did this say? Oh, good. I accidentally hit a button and my description's gone. I don't know about lemon drop, but or Eldorado. Not sure what those hops smell like, but this is definitely some hops, some citrus notes. And let's see if I can chew through this head. Cheers, everybody. Now this is starting to get a little bit of that celery flavor, which I'm assuming is just from age. So I'm going to ignore that. Because like I said, in the past I've had these beers and they've been excellent. But aside from that, it's got a nice kind of floral hoppy flavor. And that's not much else. It's a very light bodied beer. Some floral hops. Like I said, unfortunately it's a little old, so I'm getting some small bit of celery, but I guess that's to be expected when it's out of date. IPAs really don't age well. And unfortunately this was hidden in the back of my fridge. With that being said, I have had this before. It was a good beer before. I'd give it a horns up again. I would drink it again. It's not a bad beer. It's not overpowering. The hops aren't like crushing you, aren't hitting you in the mouth. I don't even know if I consider this an IPA. It's on the verge of being a pale ale. 7.7% alcohol. You wouldn't notice the alcohol at all. If you like Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, some of these other like hoppier pale ales, this would be right up your alley. I hope my videos are right up your alley. If they are, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know down below. What was your first craft beer? Do you remember the Stone beers being everywhere about 15 years ago? If so, let me know. And thank you all once again for joining me on this adventure in brew tubing. Embrace the adventure.